Wednesday, the 19th of April, this is your Frontier Open Bear. Welcome everyone to another market day across Frontier Africa. Just a quick rundown through the markets that we cover on a daily basis. The Ghana market was flattish yesterday. Zimbabwe stock market went up by a few notches. South Africa made a very big jump, about 0.75%. Still holding around the 79,000 level, looking for that breakout to the upper level to 80,000 as we saw developed markets get much bigger gains despite the concerns about the state of the global economy and a whole lot around the oil market. Let's get to the Nigerian market. 0.04% gains in some part of the market was offset by Zenith Bank, which was whose share price went down on Tuesday. The shares of Transcorp continue to climb on the back of that news of Femi Otedola buying 5.5% into the conglomerate, which is an indigenous one listed in the market, but we're still below the 52,000, the market index, as well as the market cap below the year high. The BRVM down by 21 basis points. The Egyptian market came back after a two-day holiday to reopen the week on Tuesday by 75 basis points in the negative territory. Just a bit of a sell down to start in the week. You've got just about 3 sessions this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for the Egyptian market. Then you've got the Nairobi stock market below the 110 level at 109.24, down by roughly 0.5%. That just summarizes the trading day for you across key markets on the continent. Let's look into the big stories in East Africa. Let's get on with those headlines, with the Kenya Treasury shopping for a lead manager for a new Eurobond market offering amid market liquidity. Kenya is looking left, right, and center for FX liquidity and may be the first sub-Saharan Africa economy or sovereign to approach the global Eurobond market. So far in 2023, it's been really nail-biting for a number of African countries as the credit crunch hits the sovereigns. COMESA, which is the common market for Eastern and Southern Africa, is looking to launch an electronic single window by the year end. The whole idea is to boost investment between the Southern Africa and the common market and Eastern Africa as well. Try to link the whole system and markets together, and that is good for intra-Africa trade. The World Bank, the private sector lending arm, the IFC, is looking to invest about 10.4 billion shillings in Pan-African fund manager Amethyst, which is based in Kenya. An African bank is giving about 10 million euros to Banque Postale of Congo to support lending to small and medium enterprises in the Central African country, the biggest economy there that the DRC really is. And KCB Group and German Development Agency are floating about $840,000 funds to empower Tunisian youths in the construction sector. Part of the whole idea of getting youth into gainful employment, and that is coming through between the KCB bank, which is one of the biggest banks in the East African continent, alongside the German Development Agency. They're putting heads together for that. Let's get on to look at West Africa. The NDEP, which is the Niger Delta Exploration Production Company, which is looking to delist from the NES, the over-the-counter market based in Lagos, says is latest 10 billion naira Series 1 bond was matured in 2028, was overbought by 3.18%. That result was announced yesterday by the company via NES, the over-the-counter market. And ExxonMobil has declared a force majeure for oil lifting in Nigeria. That's because in-house staff within the organization, the international oil major, has gone on strike. Nova Merchant Bank is not a listed commercial bank, but reported a whopping full year 2022 gross earnings of 37.01%. Pre-tax profit was north of 100%, 107.9%, while net profit came in roughly 100% at 98.2%. The FX bureaus in Ghana are selling the exchanging dollar for 12.20, but at the Bank of Ghana's interbank market, that goes for about 10.94, and that's as at April the 18th. That's yesterday's market data. And Cote d'Ivoire says it's able to get about 56 billion CFA franc from in-treasury bills auction on the monetary market, which is the market for French-speaking West African countries. And the warning that artificial intelligence voice cloning is a new frontier for fraudsters who are looking to steal your money and any other precious thing you've got. So you've got to be very careful of artificial intelligence and those who are using voice cloning to rip people off. There's a new report that came out yesterday from Identity, which says the cases on identity fraud using artificial intelligence is rising rapidly. For example, in South Africa, we've seen about 248% increase so far this year, more than 2021. You've been warned. All right, let's get on to see what's the Southern Africa top stories this Wednesday as we get to the middle of the week. South Africa's power cuts is hitting factories in Mauritius, and that's not good news as Eskom's support from the government is now at about 1 trillion South African rand. 2 days ago, Inogo Dongwana, the Minister of Finance for South Africa, or the head of the Treasury, says there will be no further borrowings on behalf of Eskom, nor will there be further bailout from the government for the troubled utility. It's got to find its way out of the debt morass of roughly half a trillion rand, as it were. In South Africa-based mining company Tharisa, chrome production was up about 5.7% in the first quarter. That was reporting for the first 3 months of this year. While Capitec Bank full year 2022 for its financial year ended February this year was headline earnings per share about 9.7 billion rand. That's quite big. Profit was up 15%. Loan book climbed 16%. Those data came out on Tuesday. And Mozambique's First National Bank is expecting between 5 to 6% growth for the current year as an outlook from the commercial bank, while Angola says its tax revenue surged to $27 billion last year because of a very steady high level of crude oil prices. Angola is Africa's second largest oil producer after Nigeria. But of course, that was upstage a couple of times last year. Let's move on to North Africa and just wrap it up there. What's the big stories north of the continent? The International Monetary Fund wants Egypt to make reforms before it will be able to access that $3 billion bailout. That's the work on the table of President Al-Sisi and the rest of his team. In the meantime, AutoCheck says it's bought majority stake in Egypt's auto tiger to boost its Pan-African footprint. AutoTech allows you to do business with a number of for your automobiles across a number of countries in Africa, from Nigeria to the West Africa, East Africa, and beyond. Now it's landed in Egypt, the biggest economy north of the continent. And Attijari Wafa Bank, which is listed in Morocco and a few other exchanges north of the continent, has launched a second edition of its business game, which is called Attijari Startup Game. Get on in the game. And finally, Qatar Airways is looking to resume flights to Casablanca and Marrakesh in the month of June. Those are two major cities in Morocco, Marrakesh, and as well as Casablanca, where the stock exchange is located. And that's your show this Wednesday. Have a great day, everyone. You can watch this show again if you go to our YouTube, Frontier Africa Reports. You can subscribe. It is free. And you can go on our website, www.frontierafricareports.com. And of course, send us your comments to our social media on LinkedIn, on Twitter, as well as Instagram. I'll see you next time. Bye for now, everyone.